So in the last video, if you remember, we have discussed about the different types of chemical reactions, namely the combination reaction, the decomposition reaction, the displacement and double displacement reaction. Okay, and we have elaborated on what are the combination reactions, the different examples we have discussed. So in today's video, let us discuss about the second type of reactions. Those are the decomposition reactions. So as the name itself indicates, decomposition is a breaking down process. So what will be the definition for this? Okay, what is decomposition reaction? Okay, the reaction in which a compound will be broken down into simpler substances. A compound will be broken down into one or more simpler substances. Okay, it is getting broken down into one or more simpler substances, and this is what is called as the decomposition reaction. So the reaction in which a compound is getting broken down into one or more simpler substances. So in chemistry also one more term is commonly used, that is dissociation. Okay, so dissociation is also one more term that is commonly used. Dissociation term is different from decomposition because in dissociation, whatever ions that are there, they get separated from the compound. For example, okay, if sulfuric acid is there, okay, separation of the hydrogen ions and sulfate ions will be called as the dissociation. Whereas decomposition means breaking down of the reactant compound into different types of products. New type of products will be formed, and that does not happen in dissociation. So do remember the difference between dissociation and decomposition. Okay, so hope you got the definition for the decomposition reaction, which means, okay, the reaction in which a compound is getting broken down into one or more simpler substances is what is called as a decomposition reaction. Then moving on further, to break something always energy is needed. So what is the energy that is helping in this breaking down process? So we have, okay, the different forms of energy can be heat, it can be light, or it can be electricity. So these are the three main sources of energy that will be used for the breaking down process during the decomposition reaction. If heat is the source of energy for decomposition, such type of decomposition reactions are called as the thermal decomposition reactions. What they are called? They will be called the thermal decomposition reactions. If light is a source of energy, then they are called as the photochemical or photolytic. Photochemical, or they are called as photolytic. Okay, decomposition reactions. Talking about electricity, if electricity is a source okay, for the decomposition reaction, then it will be called as electrolytic decomposition or simply electrolysis. It is called electrolytic decomposition or simply it is called as electrolysis. Apart from all these three sources of energy, an agent called catalyst can also mediate decomposition reaction. Okay, so catalyst actually, it will not provide energy, but it will fasten up the reaction and help in the breaking down process. So such type of decomposition reactions will be called as the catalytic decomposition reaction. They are called the catalytic decomposition reactions. So like this, we have different types of reactions. So what we have observed is in decomposition reaction, energy is taken in for breaking down the bonds, and therefore this okay, decomposition reaction is called endothermic reaction. So you remember, exothermic reaction will give away the energy, endothermic reaction, the energy will be taken in. So the decomposition reactions are all endothermic reactions, so do remember that. Okay, then let us move on and see some quick examples, okay, about all these types what we have discussed. So let us first take up with the thermal decomposition. Okay, so what is thermal decomposition? The decomposition reaction in which heat is the source of energy for breaking down process is called the thermal decomposition. So talking about our examples, the first example you can say is ferrous sulfate crystals. Okay, so you will indicate the state here, solid. Ferrous sulfate crystals upon thermal decomposition. So that symbol indicates heat. So when it is heated, you have the formation of ferric oxide plus gases like sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide will be formed. So these are gases as I told you, and this is again solid. Okay, then, okay, is this balanced? No. So you know, if you put a 2 there, it will be balanced. And talking about the color, these are actually light green color crystals. They are green color crystals actually. So when it is heated, the ferrous sulfate crystals, when they are heated, what will be formed? Ferric oxide. Ferric oxide, what is the color of ferric oxide? So ferric oxide, if you see, Fe2CO3, okay, it is reddish brown in color. The color is reddish brown. So it is also solid, but the color changes upon heating to reddish brown. So this is one important example of thermal decomposition. Next we will be talking about one more example of thermal decomposition. Okay, you have the case of lead nitrate, which is PbNO3 taken twice. This will be forming lead oxide. It will be forming lead oxide and okay, nitrogen dioxide and oxygen upon heating. Is this balanced? Again, it is not balanced. So you try to balance it, then the equation becomes so. So like this, we have the cases of thermal decomposition. One more, okay, adding upon we have is calcium carbonate. This upon heating, okay, this is a solid. This upon heating, it will form calcium oxide plus carbon dioxide gas. So this is a solid again, okay. So calcium carbonate, you know, it is commonly called as limestone. What it is called as? Limestone. So it will form calcium oxide, as you remember, okay, it is quicklime. It is quicklime, okay. So this dissolved in water is used for whitewashing the calcium hydroxide, if you remember. So lead nitrate, actually here you see lead nitrate is actually white color solid, but when it is heated it will become yellow colored substance, which is the lead oxide. So like this, we have some representative examples for the thermal decomposition process. Then next we can talk about the second type of decomposition, that is in the presence of light, that is the photolytic or photochemical decomposition. Okay, the photolytic decomposition examples, the characteristic example you have is, okay, silver chloride. Okay, this will get broken down into silver and chlorine. Is this balanced? Again, no. So you have, okay, 2 there and then the 2 here. So this will be balanced. And here the source is light. Okay, H nu. The source is light. Okay. And the same type you have is with the silver bromide also. So this also, in the presence of light, it will get broken down to form 2 molecules of silver and also bromine it will be forming. So this photolytic decomposition, actually it is very much useful in developing the black and white photos. Okay, it is used in black and white photography. Okay, so it is useful in black and white photography. This breaking down process actually is very much useful, okay, in our routine life for developing black and white photos. So what will actually happen is, okay, so if you are taking a photo of a person, let us suppose, with a camera, okay, when you aim your camera at the object, okay, light will be reflected from the object onto the camera, and inside the camera the film will be there. In the olden days, like the film is there, that film actually will be made up of silver bromide coating, okay, and when light is reflected from the object onto the film, okay, which is present within the camera, and wherever the light has fallen, there actually the silver bromide that is present in those areas, it will get decomposed, and that will give the imprint of the object, and that will be the negative that is okay, actually used for developing the photos in olden days. Okay, like this, actually it is very much useful for the photography purpose. So let us move on and discuss about, okay, what is electrolysis and the catalytic decomposition examples also. So let us see what are those.